Hi, my name is Sam, and I'm going to talk about a temple which both Thailand and Cambodia are fighting over for land surrounding it and the temple. So this temple, it's called Preah Temple. So this temple is built during the region of Khmer Empire. So that is situated atop a 525 meter cliff in the Dang Rec Mountains in the Preah Vihear province, Cambodia, in 1962, following a lengthy dispute between Thailand and Cambodia over ownership. So, as you can see on this, Thailand, they are both fighting over it. So, as you can see on this map, it's located between the borderline of Thailand and Cambodia. So, so that is why Thailand and Cambodia wants to fight over it. So it's like between the borderlines, and outside the temple is there's a land which is very big, so which Thailand wanted, and both Cambodia also. So in 1962, the ICJ, known as International Court of Justice, gave the temple to Cambodia. And they say you own the temple and the surroundings around the temple. But at this point, they did not make this precise. So when they say like the surroundings, they're not sure how much they can like have. They're not sure if it's 1 meter or 2 meter. So they did not make this surrounding clear. So it became like dispute again. So, my research question is, who will get the bigger land? Is it Cambodia or Thailand? So, as you can see here, it's on a very high mountain. So, as you can see here, beside it's a very, very big land. So, that's why Thailand and Cambodia have the rights to fight over it. So, why does Cambodia feel entitled to this disputed area? So, they want the temple because the Khmer people, as you can see, they're originally from Cambodia, so they built that temple in the 15th century and 16th century. So they would be like very happy and like joyful for themselves if they could protect their own temple, which is built up by their own ancestors. So why does Thailand wants like this island? I mean this temple. So as you can see, this temple is built on like a high mountains and a cliff, I think. So it's a way easier way from Thailand to this temple than from Cambodia, because Thailand has a more easier way to reach this temple, but like Cambodia, they have to walk up the mountains, which is like kind of dangerous. So if Thailand owns this temple, the tourists, they would like want to go there with an easy passway. So like they will attract more tourists and fame to their own country. So what would I do if I had the rights? So first of all, I would say that they have to talk out. They have to talk peacefully, but not by fighting. And because this is too dangerous, and either of them has to get the bigger land, or else this conflict won't stop, and people will sacrifice more and more. So now in November 11th, 2013, ICJ, International Court of Justice, has made a decision. So what they said is that Cambodia, they own the temple, but they said you only own this temple, but you don't own you guys have to work out who owns the bigger land and who owns the smaller land. So they want Thailand and Cambodia to work it out, who will own the bigger land and the smaller land. But what I personally think is Cambodia has like the bigger rights to have it. So first of all, my reason one is that Cambodia has a reasonable proofread cultural reason why they should own the temple. So because Cambodia has a cultural reason because Khmer people built a temple in 15th, 11th and 12th century. So Khmer people are also Cambodian, so Cambodians should own the island. And reason two, Cambodia wasn't aggressive when they were trying to tell Thailand that the temple is theirs. So as you can see, Thailand when they were like having this conflict about this temple, they even sent like soldiers surrounding it to protect the temple. But like Cambodia was just like peaceful there and like didn't do anything. Thailand has been like a bit they took this case like too seriously. And Cambodia has also a few historical reason. In the 20th century, the French colonials drew a map and said that the temple belongs to Cambodia. And in 1962, International Court of Justice said the temple belongs to Cambodia. So Cambodia has a lot more proof to say that they have owned this temple and the surrounding lands. So these two countries have been fighting over this temple for a long time, but so at last Cambodia has this island. But like Thailand and Cambodia, they have to work out who will own the land surrounding it. So, but I personally think that Cambodia should own like the surrounding lands because they historically own this temple and the surroundings. Thank you.